Welcome back. The SGX Nifty is very flat today, so that's not saying too much at all. We'll probably get off to a flat start and then take it from there. Remember, yesterday's close was not great at all, and there is a suggestion or a hint of a breakdown from that October range of 100 points. Tirthankar Patnaik of Religare Capital has joined in. Tirthankar, morning. Next couple of months till the end of the year, do you see major upsides for the market or more consolidation and grind in a range?
See, markets since this year, actually beginning of the year, have been largely moving in tandem with the US markets, and especially since June, we believe there are two factors that have been working for the market. One is obviously the US markets. They've also been moving up since June, and the second thing has been the hope trade. So right now the hope trade is sort of fizzling out. We have not seen any new announcements from the government over the last couple of weeks. There has been some disappointment from the RBI. Markets were expecting, a large part of it was anyway expecting a rate cut, the RBI to follow through. And more importantly, in the global markets, the incoming fiscal cliff and before that the US elections are major events that the market is looking at. So, we believe the cues for the market would necessarily be in that order. What happens with global markets, essentially, that will determine the direction of the market for the end part of the year.
Tirthankar, hi, good morning. Welcome to the show. The RBI policy has not panned out as expected. Would you scale down your Sensex targets that you had laid out in the month of September?
Yeah, exactly. See, the way it works out is, like I said, if there is this eventuality of a fiscal cliff coming in and an adverse US elections, then one would necessarily have to relook valuation numbers. So what we have been saying all along is that two things are material for our valuation multiples of 14.5%, 14.5 times, which is essentially a 10 to 15% discount to long-term multiples. We began the year at a 20% discount to fair multiples to long-term multiples as a fair value. Now, what I'm saying essentially is that if the hope trade does not pan out, if we do see a risk of sentiment in the global markets coming off this, then yes, the valuation multiples would need to be re-examined.
What drives local sentiment, Tirthankar, in November? Do you see events between now and the Parliament session which can drive sentiment? And getting into the Parliament session, what would your expectations be?
Okay, so Parliament session starts towards the end of November all the way until December 20. A lot of hope is built on what the government, essentially the cabinet had okayed couple of decisions in terms of FDI in pensions, FDI in insurance. Would they find footing in the Parliament session? Our hope is 50-50 to slightly higher, probably 70-30 or so. We believe the government will be able to push through a couple of reforms that they have been talking about. So we would go into the parliamentary session going with hope. But before that, we don't see any major triggers. Right now, the triggers for the market, especially post the RBI's policy meet tomorrow, would be likely to be global. So you have the US elections coming on 6th. You have some clarity possibly coming in on the fiscal cliff post that event, but nothing local at this point. We have the earnings season, in the background right now. Numbers have been better than expected. We came into the earnings season looking at roughly about 9% growth. Numbers right now have been around 14% adjusted PAT for Sensex companies that have really reported thus far. So if the earnings season turns out to be marginally better than expectations, this should be a positive cue for the market.
So is the framework of this market still a buy on every dip? And if you had to plow in some money on every retracement, where would you put it now?
Okay, so remember the view was you would see a valuation multiple uptake without earnings actually significantly raised upwards in terms of a hope trade kickoff. What we have seen now is after a month and a half of that trade playing out, market is taking a breather. If you compare it to markets over the last couple of weeks, the US markets also have not gone anywhere. So in terms of putting additional money, we will not be doing that right now. We'll be putting, we'll be essentially consolidating our numbers. For instance, yesterday, the PSU pack in banks took a big hit. We believe while some part of it was warranted, given a large part of the market was actually expecting a dip in rates, but what we believe is the impact on restructuring, additional restructuring, provisioning for restructuring that the banks have been asked to do was already known to the markets. The Mahapatra committee had recommended way back in July, for instance, that provisioning would have to be taken up to 5% in a phased manner. So what we believe is probably some part of it is overdone. Yes, there was a knee-jerk reaction yesterday, so we would be buying PSU Bank, on dips at this point.
What about some of these capital goods names, Tirthankar? How would you approach them now?
See, on capital goods, the top-down call remains conservative. We are not hopeful of a big turn in the investment cycle, coming up anytime soon. As it is, while transaction rates, as our bank analyst puts it, as it is, transaction rates might come down in the system going forward. But what would essentially be required from an, signaling perspective would necessarily be a rate action from the central bank. And we don't see that happening in the near term anyway. We see a rate cut probably in the Jan to March quarter if inflation stabilizes. So on the capital goods sector, we don't like it overall. We maintain stance on the sector, but we do like companies like Crompton Greaves and Cummins. So it's more bottom up in that point.
You've got a Sensex target of 22,000 by September next year, but where do you see the base for the market now?
So, today's Sensex is around 18,400, Nifty is around 5,600. It was holding on to that 5,600 level for quite some time. We might see some dip. The put call division in the market is fairly wide right now. We have puts at 5,300. We have calls going all the way up to 5,900. So there is a fairly wide range that the market is working out. I think this uncertainty is likely to remain for some time at this point until at least 6th of November, where we have a first major global event panning out. So at this point, it's tricky to put that number. The range is likely to be fairly wide.
Getting down to individual stocks, you have Titan as your top pick, Tirthankar. It comes out with its numbers today. What is the expectation over there, and what kind of a target price would you have?
So I don't want to speak about specific stocks. Why we like Titan as an overall thing is, consumer staples have been performing from a top-down perspective, have been outperforming discretionaries for over a 12-month period. We believe that at this point, staples are extremely richly valued. We have downgraded HUL, ITC, both to hold at this point. So we are taking a, strategic shift from consumer staples to discretionary, and Titan we believe is the best story in the discretionary picture at this point. Yes, the quarterly numbers are likely to be slightly muted, but what we see is volume growth is likely to go up to about 9, 10, 11% over the next couple of months. And the second part is even the non-jewelry segment is likely to do fairly better over the next 12 months. So from that perspective, Titan remains our top pick.
Time for a break. We'll come back with more trading experts in just a minute.